Scout in play. Nice shot by Sun Pius. We know what he's capable of with the op. The scout lets him move a little bit quicker, a little bit more freedom, and if he's feeling the shots on if he's landing the shots on those heads, rather, it can be just as effective. So decent little opening kill. Just kind of warns Wisla off of outside for now, and might slow their play down a little bit. Although it doesn't seem to be the case. They still want this outside control.
They have managed to nab that rifle back as well. Jedka retrieving that AK-47. Sun Pius spots the drop down, lands another one. Goofy's head removed. Looking for the third. It's Sun Pius, and oh no, Wisla, you do not want this man to be feeling it early on in the series. Already on a triple in his scout in this round. Mopos there to start cleaning up the pieces. Sun Pius only able to get the tag on his fourth, and that does spell the death of his teammate, but he knows he's connected the shot. He's just waiting. Deaths will get the freebie, and Movi, timing is going to be everything. Sun Pius has got to be so aware of a possibility. He will find one through the smoke. Nice headshot onto Snatchy at the very least, but here it is. This is the play. This is what they tried to get going. The snake in the grass that is Sparrow. He's spotted two already. He's looking for the trigger discipline. He wants more, and as Goofy deals with Alex, he could get so much done here. He only finds the one. Doesn't expect the second player, so it will be traded immediately, and 3-on-3. Sobel has got to get into this upper bomb site. He finds the first onto Deaths. They need more where that came from, because the rotation's already scrambling to support the T-side vent player. Mopos only able to find the one though, and Jedka adjusts beautifully as Wisla just draw the attention away, allow this Deagle to sneak his way around the corner. He lines up two, finds the first, can't quite connect, but he's got an AK to boot, and now he just has to stay alive, just has to buy time. A huge nade comes in as he gets more and more damage done before he's finally taken out. Even 3-on-3, Movi will want to give this a go, but there's no kit in play. And without that man in the site, it becomes so difficult to justify it. Desperately trying to write the story of the round, has managed to find one, but again, immediately traded away. And with Sobel in such a good spot, he should have been able to shut this down. He's had his head ripped off, but there's just no more time. Snatchy just has to stay alive. One shot and it's done, and they know it. Movi have to back away. It's a stellar attempt at the retake. If they had a kit, they would have given it a real go. This round here start to pan out some aggression. Mobos pushing his way through that squeaky door. Goofy thinking about it, so aware of the possibility, takes the dink, falls away from the angle. Mopos will be allowed to retreat, but lucky to be alive is that fifth man. Goofy stuck outside Squeak on just single points of health. As they look to plan out this execute, it's getting very late in the day here, and with Goofy dinked up, if they can deny the bomb, if they can grab a couple of kills on the transfer, that would make this round viable, and Sun Pius has done exactly that. Death's chiming in on the FAMAS, and that's bombed down with 13 seconds left. It's Jedka in the 1v3, and Sun Pius.
They don't really have anyone watching secret. Instead, their outside player, of course, is pushed up.
Hot play, utility comes in towards that upper site, and they're going to go straight out with it, flying out of the hut. 2-for-2 trades, but again, that's bombed down out in no man's land, and again, it's Sun Pius reigning supreme over this A site. 2 big kills, 10 to his name inside of 7 rounds. That's bomb in no man's land. Alex, meanwhile, is stitching it all together on the flank, and as soon as he sees the barrel of that gun, he knows he's got a gift. Jedka goes down. This round, again, just passes Wisla by. Sparrow once more was meant to be the secret play, the flank that knits it all together in the afterplan, and instead, with 40 seconds left, he's left wondering, what on earth can he do? A kill, maybe, but in all reality, it's going to be a 5th round for the Movistar Riders, and that little blip on the radar, very quickly corrected by the CT side, you have to say. Clean style. T-side is where you want your magic, and, well, Sun Pius is going to look to provide it again here. Scoped up in towards Squeak. They're going to bounce down into the lower site, looking to relocate that AWP at the first opportunity. He is going to be needed towards outside as well, because that control's near enough given up. As soon as I say that, through the smoke, Alex grabs a gift. They're going to pop into this A site, though, and Mopos has no idea that his mini is open. Sparrow now dancing around these smokes. He's losing teammates meanwhile, but he has managed to dodge the crosshairs just for a moment.
Obviously, with the bit of investment they went for in that previous round, other than that, everyone has what they need, have what they want, rather. And, well, Alex, I think, got pushed wide by that molly right into the crosshair rather, of Sparrow. So a great opening kill in favor of Wisla, and Sun Pius puts himself in the open, just at the wrong time. ends up taking some damage, and honestly is very fortunate to have escaped with his life, and his teammates cannot say the same. Mopo's and Death's fall, only a single kill returned in the meantime, and that ramp aggression as well is going to be shut down immediately. It's all on Sunpias, and this looks to be around for Wisla with not really much of a challenge at all. Damage though in this round, working well for them, especially considering they have absolutely no utility. They need to try and ensure some of these early kills go their way. Sadly, that's not the case. Mopos pushes the smoke. Sure, he gets the dink on Sparrow and makes it so that the majority of the players on Wisla at this point are barely hanging on to life, but it's still dangerous with the numbers there for Wisla. If they use them well, and it's going to be tough for Movi. Timing actually to get the flank up through Secret might work out pretty well. Davy's making a bit of noise as he charges in towards ramp right now as well, though, and it looks like A is going to be the target.
Free kill outside.
Back. Yeah, as you said, he has one. Sobal should have had to drop there on towards Davy G, but no, the MP9 just starts jumping about.
Problem is, it's got the upper site regardless. The bomb's going down, and Sparrow is in the perfect position to stop all of this. Sunpias does seem aware. We'll be able to find that kill, but again, do you really want to give this one a go? 3 on 3. You know you've got damage onto 1, but David G is down on 12 HP as well, and they just can't afford to. The finances dictate their decision. They'll back away deep into the depths of spawn. Live to fight another day, sure, but it's a 6th round on the board for Wisla. It's a T side that continues kicking. And like we said, Movi traditionally have the majority of their success over on the CT side, and this time it's just not been quite so successful. It's been hard fought from start to finish, and Wisla, well, they're going to come out swinging into this last round as well. Movi would have liked to have seen Sobel upgrade onto an M4. I know he saved that MAC-10, but it feels like a big risk to take, and well, that's a big risk, in fact, as Sobel actually is going to find 1 before the trade, so I'll eat my words. Molotov's trying to flush out these CT players as the utility chimes on in, and it's Alex's MAC-10. It's all MAC-10s finding all of the kills here as the lower site is the target this time. Goofy inside of the vent's able to grab 1, but there's a lot of low HP players on the board here as that bomb goes down, and that's going to make this after plant incredibly sketchy. Davigi with Alex on this lower site. Sunpias is the low HP flank. There's the door opening. Lovely crossplay between the two to get the opener. And at this point, again, Snatchy, AWP retake less than ideal. Goofy trying to take a fight, but he's been spotted out and he's being given absolutely nothing. The bomb already halfway gone. No kit on either of these players. It feels like you're just writing the story of a save before it's even happened. And with Alex finding yet more damage from that MAC-10, it is going to be Snatchy just trying to get out of dodge with the
14-6, 8 rounds in the difference. Flawless from here on out if Wisla want this win in regulation.
Yeah, they need to get it going. Now or never, you really have to say. Fast pop's been called again. The flashes are fantastic. As much as they blind up the first, it opens the second kill wide for Snatchy. Able to get 1, but nothing more. And again, this round's done, surely. Sobel doing what he can to try and wrestle back some control. But again, it's a 1.
It's fun or not in a moment. Peeks right into it, and it's a headshot. There we go. He actually traded headshots, the shotgun being a bit more powerful at that range than the M4. So he hangs on. Won't really be able to get that weapon into a teammate's hand. Unfortunately, someone who's healthier. But importantly enough, Snatchy gets another kill for himself. So they've extended this advantage. The bomb up close in the smoke might be in trouble as well once it begins to fade, as it doesn't really seem like he's expecting yet. They're close on the left side. So there you go. The bomb's under their control even. This looks to be a lifeline. It should be around for Wisla unless some serious mistakes are made. And now that doesn't happen. It's just...
Riders happy to respect them. Working their way in towards the lobby slowly but surely. And it looks like it has to be the A-pop play again. They're lining up the utility. Surely that has to be the call.
Yeah, rotation actually from Yedgar onto the ladder, I believe. Can be a strong position, but we'll have to see if it works now with the time and the smoke's are beginning to fade, which gives him a bit of cover. Getting back into position if the help Goofy is what he needs to do, and there you go. It's 2 kills for him. Unfortunately, wrapped around on the smoke eventually, and he will fall. His teammates, they were given enough time to all rotate into position.
Feel very awkward for Wisla. They're strung out the CT side, isolated fights across the board, and there's plenty of time still for Wisla to try and exploit this. 45 seconds. Bomb uncommitted as of yet on the back of Sunpias. is thinking about the routing in towards lower. David G and Des looking to hold that as Sobel actually going to manage this lobby crunch. Mopoz is here, but he's not watching for it. There's a freebie on the board, but meanwhile, David G has dealt with the lower player, and that's the B-bomb site. They know it. Goofy deals with one towards upper. That bomb's still a long way away, but they should be able to get it into this site. There's only one man here, and it's Sobel. Big headshot, bomb down out in no man's land. Movistar Riders, they're missing their golden chance. They're screwing their golden pooch, and they've lost it again.
The damage. Alex does take a small bit. But they've got 3 players down. They've got a couple players, I believe, getting ready to push in towards ramp as well. And Mopos wins the fight against Sobol. He's actually alone. They're going to have to deal with Snatchy in on Secret as well, but he misses the shot, doesn't land the follow-up either. And suddenly now they're going to be swarming the bomb site.
David G's caught the flank as well. Jedka tried to drop to support his AWPer, couldn't get anything done. Snatchy now on 6 HP, nothing he can do. And that's bomb planted, finally. Movistar Riders stitch it together. A 1v5 for Sparrow. This was so close, agonizingly so, but it's not going to happen. It's Movi who take...
Go back to B, but for now, this is where the full focus is. That Snatchy can't do anything. Caught in that quad, no support nearby either. It's going to be the wrap through Arch in the long run, and Yedgar's actually in a decent position to try and help with it, but he falls without anything at all. It's Sobol who gets one, but will it be enough is the question, because B is open. They're going to be stuck in a retake.
Sparrow's got to do it all, and he's losing teammates left, right, and centre. Davi G, low HP, will be caught on the cross, but immediately he's traded away. Alex finds the critical kill, and Goofy at this point, well, the Julies are a magnificent weapon, I stand by that, but this is not where they shine. Long-range fights, less than ideal, trying to just get any kind of connection whatsoever, and for now, dodging all is... It
was 100% a mistake, because you don't willingly take a Galil otherwise.
You never willingly take a Galil. Mopo's going to be forced out by the utility as well towards top banana. That's a really nice opening set for Wisla. 2-man bedroom play followed by a retake utility towards top B, and it's flushed Movistar out here on the T side. Early 3-on-5 with a minute still left on the clock. And you can see they look just a little bit lost here. We did say their T side was by far their most fallible yesterday on Inferno, and it's starting to feel that way again. Bomb to be recovered as they look to group and deathball it through, but again, with very limited time, limited utility as well to make this execute, limited firepower. In fact, it's just everything looking a little bit shallow for Movistar. It's going to have to be the play towards A now. They've given up all B control they had previously. So Pius hoping to be a little bit cheeky with it inside of the smoke. His teammates in apartments and short respectively giving up a lot of isolated fights. As Pius through the smoke, Snatchy ready. Aware of the threat, quick to react to it, and on the back of that, Movistar want nothing more to do with this round. They look at their economy, they look at those shaky opening rounds they had, and they decide a couple of AK-47s is just about the best thing they're going to get out of this round. Goofy able to take full advantage as he grabs all 3 kills on offer before falling away. And again, at this point, 2v5, smoke goes out towards B. Alex will grab one for free, and little does he know, this B site is wide open for the taking right now. He's going to waste precious seconds clearing his angles, though, and that will allow for the rotation. Snatchy makes his way in towards CT. That smoke gives away almost that the site is wide open, but it gives Snatchy time. Repositions in towards Paul, spotted out, dealt with. Now this starts to get awkward. 2-on-5 becomes 2-on-3. Sparrow spotted in towards CT. Alex has got another. Half HP. He's found all 3 kills to crack this site open. Free plant for deaths as well. He can reposition as he fancies. There's no Molotov either to flush this out for Wisla. They set themselves into the crossfire. An absolute classic of Inferno. The new box dark crossfire. It's a nasty one to break open. It's even nastier when you haven't got the Molotovs. Alex and deaths await. Site retake starts to come through. Sobel and Goofy will start to smell a rat here as they do take almost all of the site for free. Goofy yet to tap the bomb, and that leaves him vulnerable, but they swing too soon. Goofy and Sobel combine brilliantly, and Alex's heroics not quite enough. A second round on the board just to go for a spray through the smoke here. Should find a free connection. The pit mini pit setup isn't going to deny site control. It looks for it after the fact, and that's a big opener for Sobel. Von will go down in amongst the chaos, but there's nowhere really for Movistar Riders to hide. They're getting gunned down from that pit mini pit setup. David G finally good for 1, but it's 11 HP between these 2 remaining T-side players. Sobble looking the wrong way, may well be a freebie, and that will make it a little more competitive. But again, there's desperately low health on both of these guys. They can't find an AWP to recover. There's nothing to really make them believe in this one. It's going to take an absolute miracle. That pit player needs to get it all done. He finds another davidG with another headshot, and somehow 11 HP is making it happen. Snatchy finds one, but that bomb is so far gone. It's so far ticked. 11 HP is all they need. The Movistar Riders have 5. A Deagle and a P250. Jedka trying to take the early fight. Does win it out, but again, the trade is immediate, and that's a rifle gone. Sparrow, with his own smoke, knows he needs to go on a recovery mission, and that's exactly what he's looking for. The flash is good, but they pass like ships in the night. And Sparrow might have a timing here as well. He's cleared top B. Nobody is going to be looking for this whatsoever, surely. davidG should go down with the plant. There it is. Spray down, not able to connect on the transfer. Death steals with the flank down mid as well, but with 1 minute and 5 left on the clock, this starts to get very messy now. Death knows he's got to be careful, he's got to be cautious. Snatchy finds one, Death gets away with murder, but it's Sobble's P250 that then chimes in, and no, Wisla, surely not. They're looking to steal away the impossible round. The 3 rifles, not even the ones that get most of the heavy lifting done. It's the recovered bits and pieces that instead find so much purchase as Death's 17 HP in the 1v2. Swing wide behind it, but Sparrow is wise to the threat, and that's going to push them away from B. That AWP bringing out starts to convince them that the A site's a better option, when in fact the 4-man stack is here. Wisla have called it correctly. Snatchy, trained on long, should have an absolute field day here. Flash around the corner, hits the shot. Flash not quite in the right spot to connect onto him, and now 3 on 5. Wisla, they got them trapped. Barreling up short is davidG, but little does he know there's a player still waiting inside of the site, and while Pius gets one, Death gets another. It's still Goofy with 7 seconds left inside of the site to shut it all down, and that's the 5th round. Much, much better from Wisla. Deep smoke. He's going to reset. He is aware of the possibility. That scope up has been heard by Alex as well. Sparrow looking to clear CT in the meanwhile. It's going to be a massive timing here for Alex, and he gets the freebie, knows exactly where Snatchy is lurking. It's a rough fight, but it works out brilliantly for Alex. And again, the A site is under siege. Sobble and Goofy make it just Goofy as Sobble cleaned out a house. Goofy doing all he can, but it's a jumping davidG who deals with him. And this time, well, it doesn't matter what your financial report says. You've got to give this round a go. And Jedka barreling into the library, staring down the barrel of a 1v3 to prevent this from being a 9-6 T-side for Movi. He's cut out. He's locked out. There's nades flying in. The Molotov at least should flush out one. The HE to follow up will take davidG down low, but it's not the kill that he desperately needed. He charges in. Pius spotted. Missed shot from the AWP opens up a little more room, but Jedka, again, not being given any kind of fight. It's a 1-for-1 trade. 9-6 at the half. With a handful of utility, there's a few opportunities just to, again, chip away at this T-side economy for Movistar. Hot flash into the top banana take. Jedka full blinded. That's a lovely little start. Mopos is now isolated, and the Zeus not going to pay its way. Jedka, meanwhile, grabs one in the flames, and that leaves Alex on the default pistol, alone out towards this B site. They know that he's isolated. They're trying to charge their man down, but Alex finds another. And just like I said, this is starting to get a little expensive for the T side now. A couple of players down. They've got to get that bomb plant swiftly. Want to make sure they don't give too much more away to a P250 and a MAC-10, but with a HE and a smoke available, there certainly is room for them to get back into this, and you can see Wisla are aware of the possibility. They don't want to commit to the cross just yet. They're trying to get these CT players flushed out before they really give anything a go. Refresh of the CT smoke will now allow that bomb to finally make its transfer, and it should mean that this round starts to fall away. It's a nice little nade onto Goofy. The boost up's good as well, though. And now Goofy tagged up by that HE. They know where he is. He just about stays alive. And Death's his pistol won't up into it. And they are going to charge up short off the back of it. davidG, with Pius on the crossfire, has got to be ready for war at this point, as everyone is queuing up. They're waiting. They need the smoke. They know they have to isolate, but it's still not enough. davidG gets 2, and that's bombed down in no man's land on 20 seconds left. They can't afford for that bomb to be dropped on the hay bales. Goofy, desperately looking for the recovery, has at least got Sparrow to bail him out for one, but there's 10 seconds left. He's on his own. He's 1v3 inside of the site, and he's not being given anything. Pius on low HP will go down. Death's dinked as well, but it's still not going to be enough. Movistar with the man advantage as well. Pius hosts himself on the angle. Does leave him a little vulnerable to the boiler, but he gets the pick regardless. Sparrow goes down. It looked like Sobble was well placed to swing and refrag, but Just can't find anything at all. There's no brakes on this train for the Movistar riders, and Wisla are finding that out the hard way, as now, with that bracket control lost, you can see some Pius retaking it just as I speak of it on the minimap. It's got to be B. And it's got to be right into the jaws of this stack, which again, with 35 seconds left on the clock, still has utility to burn. Mopos with a smoke to counter this molly as it comes over from Goofy. Waits for it to be extinguished and then looks to pop flash himself out. A three-man stack here ready and waiting to deal with the push. Death through the smoke finds one. And now Alex swings. Mopos there with him. He doesn't even need him. Flawless again from the Movistar riders for 45 seconds left, and maybe, just maybe, half a chance to get into this B site. Alex, for now, is isolated. He's got support in the form of Death, starting to rotate, but he is the only player with vision on the site itself. Not that it matters when they line up like that. Two before he's taken away. Snatchy through the smoke finds another, and that makes it interesting. Goofy up close deals with the AWP, and out of nowhere, they got themselves a 2-on-1. The half-buy looks to pull off the impossible as David G is thrown into the clutch. He isolates the AWP nicely with the smoke. He knows Snatchy is lurking somewhere, but rather than pistols, it's an M4 and an AWP that face him. No smoke for the coffins as he's deployed it towards CT. It means Goofy's got free reign, and it's the miracle round for Wisla. The pistols get it done. He's not going to overextend. He's not going to push his luck just yet. Sits on the corner, lies in wait. Now he goes wide. He's seen the shoulder spotted out, but it baits some Pius back in for more, and that's just when Snatchy strikes. Perfectly timed, perfectly executed. They line up for Alex, and he sprays down 3. He's not done fighting either. He'll finally be put to bed, and it's Mopos into the 1v2. Bomb will go down, and a big decision to make here. He's tagged up already, down to 42 HP. Snatchy on that AWP, a lovely Molotov timing. Chips away at him with the HE as well, and Mopos, well, he's got to try and isolate these fights. He's got to smoke. He's got a couple of flashbangs to work with, but nobody's giving him anything. Snatchy posted in the pit, finds his head removed, and Sobel is left in the 1v1. Mopos knows where to look, but he's struggling for health, and that may eventually be his undoing, but he's got the spray down. Mopos finds the 1v2, and that is it. Series goes the way of the Movistar Riders. They will be our first team in the playoffs.